Class 9 Behave English Chapter 9 The Bond of Love by Kenneth Anderson. Thinking about the text. Given in the box are some headings. Find the relevant paragraphs in the text to match the headings. An orphan cub, Bruno's food chart, an accidental case of poisoning, playful Baba, pain of separations, joy of reunion, a request to the zoo, an island in the country yard. An orphan cub, para 3. Bruno's food chart, para 6. An accidental case of poisoning, para 8. Playful Baba, para 12. Pain of separation, para 14. Joy of reunion, para 16. A request to the zoo, para 18. An island in the country yard, para 21. 2. Answer the following questions. 1. I got him for her by accident. First, who says this? Second, who do him and her refers to? 3. What is the incident referred to here? 2. He stood on his head in delight. First, who does he refers to? Second, why was he delighted? 3. We all miss him greatly, but in a sense we were relieved. First, who does we all stand for? Second, who did they miss? Third, why did they nevertheless feel relieved? Answer. 1. First, narrator said this. Second, here, him refers to the sloth bear and her refers to the narrator's wife. Third, about 2 years ago, the narrator and his companions were passing through the sugarcane field near Mesu. Suddenly, they saw a black sloth bear. One of the narrator's companions shot it on the spot. As they saw the fallen animal, they were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved. Then they saw that it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother back. The narrators ran up to it and attempted to capture it. He finally succeeded in grabbing it and gifted it to his wife. This incident is referred to in the above statement. 2. First, he refers to the bear's Bruno. Second, Bruno was delighted, narrator's wife, after 3 months of separation. 3. First, we all stands for the narrators, his wife and his son. Second, they miss Bruno Baba. 3. They felt relieved because Baba was getting too big to be kept at home. That is why they had sent him off to a zoo. 3. Answer the following questions in 30 to 40 words each. 1. On 2 occasions, Bruno drank something that should not be eaten, drunk. What happened to him on these occasions? Answer. Bruno ate some poisonous barium carbonate. He also vomited and breathed heavily, but was later cured. In another incident, he drank nearly a gallon of old engine oil. Fortunately, he remained unaffected, meant for the rat, which paralyzed and weakened him. 2. Was Bruno a loving and playful pet? Why? Then did he have to be sent away? Answer. Yes, Bruno was a loving and playful pet. Everybody in the family was attached to it, especially the narrator's wife. It had to be sent away to a zoo because it was getting too big to be kept at home. 3. How was the problem of what to do with Bruno finally solved? Answer. Bruno was not happy at the zoo. Seeing its condition and its happiness at seeing the narrator's wife, Bruno was allowed to go back to Bangalore. There, an island was made for the bear, keeping all its needs in mind. Four. 1. The narrative presence. Notice the incomplete sentence in the following paragraphs. Here the writer is using incomplete sentence in the narration to make the incident more dramatic or immediate. Can you rewrite the paragraph in complete sentence? You can begin. The vet and I made a dash back to the car. Bruno was still floundering. 1. A dash back to car. Bruno still floundering about on his stumps, but clearly weakening rapidly. Some vomiting, heavy breathing, with having flanks and gaping mouths. Hold him everybody's, in goes the hypodermic. Bruno squeals 10 cc of the antidotes enters his system without a drop being wasted. Then minutes later, conditions unchanged. Another 10 cc injected. 10 minutes later, breathing less stereotorus, Bruno can move his arms and legs a little, although he cannot stand yet. 30 minutes later, Bruno gets up and has a great feed. He looks at us disdainfully, as much as to say, "What's barium carbonate to a big black bear like me?" Bruno is still eating. Second, in the paragraphs above from the story, the verbs are in the present tense. Example, hold, goes, etc. This gives the reader an impression of immediacies. The present tense is often used when we give a commentary on a game, cricket, football, etc., or tell a story as if it is happening now. It is therefore called the narrative present. You will read more about the present tense in Unit 10. 2. Adverbs. Find the adverbs in the passage below. You have read about adverbs in Unit 1. We thought that everything was over when suddenly a black sloth bear came out painting in the hot sun. Now I will not shoot a sloth bear wantonly, but unfortunately for the poor beast, one of my companions did not feel that way about it, and promptly shoot the bear on the spot. First, complete the following sentences using a suitable adverb ending in ly. A. Rana does her homework dash. B. It rains dash in Mumbai in June. C. He does his work dash. D. The dog serves his master dash. Second, choose the most suitable adverbs or adverbial phrases and complete the following sentences. A. We should dash get down from a moving train. Never, sometimes, often. B. I was dash in need of support after my poor performance badly. Occasionally, sometimes. C. Rita met with an accident. The doctor examined her dash. Suddenly, seriously, immediately. 3. Take down the following scrambled versions of a story that your teacher will dictate here with appropriate punctuation mark. Then read the scrambled story carefully and try to rewrite it, rearranging the incidents. A grasshopper who was very hungry saw her and said, "When did you get the corn? I am dying of hunger." She wanted to dry them. It was a cold winter day and an aunt was bringing out some grains of corn from her home. She had gathered the corn in summer. "I was singing all day," answered the grasshopper. "If you sang all summer," said the aunt, "you can dance all winter." "What were you doing?" asked the aunt again. The grasshopper replied, "I was too busy." "I collected it in summer," said the aunt. "What were you doing in summer? Why did you not store some corn?" Answer. 1. First, the vet and I made a dash back to the car. Bruno was still floundering about on his stumps, but clearly he was weakening rapidly. There was some vomiting and heavy breathings. His flanks were heaving and his mouth was gasping. Everybody was asked to hold him. The hypodermic medicines went into Bruno's, who squealed 10 cc of antidote entered his system without a drop being wasted. Even 10 minutes later, the condition was unchanged. Another 10 cc was injected into him. 10 minutes later, his breathing became less terrorous. Bruno could move his arms and legs a little, although he could not stand yet. 30 minutes later, Bruno got up and had a great feed. He looked at us disdainfully, as much as to say, "What's barium carbonate to a big black bear like me?" Bruno was still eating. 2. We thought that everything was over when suddenly black sloth bear came out panting in the hot sun. Now I will not shoot a sloth bear wantonly, but unfortunately the poor beast, one of my companions, did not feel that way about it, and promptly shoot the bear on the spot. First, A. Rana does her homework timely. B. It rains heavily in Mumbai in June. C. He does his work properly. D. The dog serves his master faithfully. Second. A. We should never get down from a moving train. B. I was badly in need of support after my poor performance. C. Rita met with an accident. The doctor examined her immediately. 3. It was a cold winter's day, and an aunt was bearing out some grains of corn from her home. She had gathered the corn in summer. She wanted to dry them. A grasshopper who was very hungry saw her and said, "When did you get the corn?" "I am dying of hunger. I collected it in summer," said the aunt. "What were you doing in summer? Why did you not store some corn?" The grasshopper replied, "I was too busy." "What were you doing?" asked the aunt again. "I was singing all day," answered the grasshopper. "If you sang all summer," said the aunt, "you can dance all winter."